Muslim, stop for a moment and listen carefully. What if I told you that some people fast the entire month of Ramadan, but on the day of judgment, they will discover that their fasting was almost worth nothing? Yes, they stayed hungry, they stayed thirsty, they woke up before dawn. But in the sight of Allah, their Ramadan was empty. The Prophet warned that some people gain nothing from fasting except hunger and thirst. Imagine standing before Allah, believing that you succeeded, only to discover that your Ramadan was full of mistakes you ignored. Right now, while you are watching this video, somewhere on earth, a Muslim is fasting. But spending hours lost on his phone, laughing at useless videos while the Qur'an gathers dust on a shelf. Somewhere else, a Muslim woman breaks her fast, then spends the night speaking about people, destroying her rewards word by word. And somewhere, a young Muslim sleeps through prayer, convincing himself that fasting alone is enough. But Ramadan was never meant to be just hunger. Ramadan is a test of obedience, a test of the heart, a test of sincerity. And there are actions, dangerous actions, that Allah does not love, especially during Ramadan. Actions that can silently destroy your rewards without you even realizing it. And if you continue doing them, your Ramadan may already be slipping away. Tonight, you might recognize yourself in one of these mistakes. And that realization could change everything. Before starting this video, don't forget to like this video, because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thank you and good video. Ramadan is a test, spiritual foundation. After understanding this warning, you must understand something essential. Ramadan was never meant to be just a month of hunger. Allah did not prescribe fasting to make you suffer. Allah prescribed fasting so that you may become righteous. Ramadan is not about starving the body. It is about purifying the heart. It is about learning to control your desires, your anger, your eyes, your tongue, your thoughts. Because the truth is this: some Muslims fast with their stomachs, but not with their hearts. They avoid food, but they do not avoid sin. They stay thirsty, but their hearts remain unchanged. And when Ramadan ends, they return to the same life as before. Right now, across the world, millions of Muslims are fasting while working long and difficult hours. Some remain patient, even when they are tired, even when they are provoked, even when they are tested. But others lose control. Arguments start, voices rise, anger explodes. A Muslim brother working as a taxi driver once said, "I fast every Ramadan, but I shout at customers. I get angry over small things. And at the end of the day, I feel empty inside." Because Ramadan is supposed to soften hearts, not harden them. Ramadan is supposed to bring you closer to Allah, not leave you the same. If your character does not improve, if your heart does not change, if your sins do not decrease, then you must ask yourself a serious question. What kind of Ramadan am I living? Because the real fast is not only from food and drink. The real fast is the fast of the soul. Sin number 1, wasting time, phones and entertainment. One of the most dangerous traps during Ramadan is something many Muslims carry in their own hands every day: the phone, a small screen that silently steals hours of Ramadan without us even noticing. Today, millions of Muslims fast all day, feeling hungry and tired. The night comes, instead of turning to the Qur'an, they turn to endless videos. One video becomes 10, 10 become 50, and suddenly, the night is gone. The adhan of Fajr approaches, and nothing meaningful was done. The Qur'an remains closed. The prayer mat remains untouched. And Ramadan continues to slip away, night after night. A Muslim student once admitted something painful. He said, "Last Ramadan, I finished 3 entire series, but I didn't finish even one surah of the Qur'an." He fasted, but his heart stayed distracted. He prayed sometimes, but most nights were lost. And he said that when Ramadan ended, he felt regret instead of peace, because deep inside, he knew something precious had been wasted. Ramadan is only a few days, a few nights, a few opportunities. And once they pass, they never return. Imagine standing before Allah one day and seeing your life displayed before you, every hour, every minute, every second. Imagine seeing how many nights of Ramadan disappeared in front of a screen. Nights that could have erased sins. Nights that could have raised your rank. Nights that could have changed your destiny. And suddenly you realize it is too late to go back. Because time is one of the greatest blessings Allah gave us. And Ramadan is the most precious time of the year. The believer does not waste Ramadan. The believer protects Ramadan. The believer values every moment. Because Ramadan is not long. It only feels long until it ends. And when it ends, you will wish for just one more day. Sin number 2, gossip and bad speech. Another dangerous sin that silently destroys Ramadan is the sin of the tongue. Many Muslims protect their fast from food and drink, but they do not protect it from words. And sometimes, the tongue can destroy months of worship in just a few minutes. Allah gives us a powerful image in the Qur'an. Allah compares backbiting to something shocking, like eating the flesh of your dead brother. Imagine that scene for a moment. Something so disgusting, so unbearable. Yet this is how serious backbiting is in the sight of Allah. And the tragedy is that it happens every day, especially during Ramadan. A person may fast all day, feel proud of their sacrifice, wait eagerly for iftar, but while sitting with others, their tongue begins to move. They talk about neighbors, they talk about relatives, they talk about friends, they talk about people who are not present to defend themselves. And word by word, reward by reward, the Ramadan begins to disappear. Right now, in offices, in schools, in markets, Ramadan conversation often turn into gossip without anyone noticing. A group sits together, someone mentions a name, and suddenly everyone has something to say. He did this. She said that. They are like this. People laugh. People listen. But angels are recording every word, and many will only realize the damage on the day of judgment. Because fasting is not only about closing the mouth from food, it is about closing the mouth from sin. A person who controls their tongue protects their Ramadan. A person who does not control their tongue risks losing everything. Sometimes the strongest believer in Ramadan is the one who chooses silence. Because silence can protect deeds. Silence can protect hearts. Silence can protect a fast. And sometimes, the difference between an accepted Ramadan and a lost Ramadan is only a few careless words. Sin number 3, missing prayer. There is another mistake, even more serious than the others. A mistake that puts an entire Ramadan in danger. Some Muslims fast, but they do not pray. They wake up for suhoor. They stay hungry all day. They wait for iftar. But when the time of prayer comes, they delay it, or they ignore it completely. This is a dangerous contradiction, because fasting is an act of worship, but prayer is the foundation of Islam. How can a person sacrifice food and water for Allah, but not stand before Him in prayer? How can someone fear breaking their fast, but not fear missing salah? This is one of the greatest deceptions. A young Muslim once admitted something honest but painful. He said, "I fast because my family fasts. It feels normal to me, but prayer feels heavy. I always say, I will start later." Ramadan came, and Ramadan went. Nothing changed. The fast remained a habit, but the prayer never became a priority. And many Muslims are living this same reality today. They believe fasting is enough. They hope Ramadan will save them. But prayer is the daily meeting with Allah. Prayer is the connection between the servant and the Creator. Without prayer, the heart slowly becomes distant. Without prayer, faith becomes weak. Without prayer, Ramadan loses its light. Imagine fasting the entire month, then standing before Allah and being asked about the prayers you ignored, because the first thing a person will be asked about on the Day of Judgment is their prayer. If the prayer is strong, everything else becomes stronger. If the prayer is weak, everything else becomes weaker. The believer who protects prayer protects his Ramadan. The believer who neglects prayer risks losing everything. Because fasting without prayer is like a body without a soul. Story from the Qur'an, deep section. Throughout history, there have always been people who obeyed Allah and were honored, and others who followed their desires and lost everything. Ramadan reminds us of this reality, because Ramadan is not only about what people see, it is about what Allah sees. One of the most powerful lessons in the Qur'an is the story of Prophet Yusuf. He was young, far from his family, living in a foreign land. And one day, he was tested in a way many people fail. He was alone. The doors were closed. The temptation was strong, and no human being was there to see him. He could have sinned, and nobody would have known, no friends, no family, no witnesses. But Yusuf refused, not because people were watching, but because Allah was watching. In that moment, he chose obedience over desire. He chose Allah over temptation. And because of that decision, Allah honored him and raised his rank. This is exactly what Ramadan teaches us. You can hide from people, but you cannot hide from Allah. You can pretend to be righteous in public, but Allah knows what is in the heart. Real fasting is when you leave sin, even when nobody is watching. Real sincerity is when you obey Allah, even when it is difficult. Every day of Ramadan brings moments like this. Moments where you choose between desire and obedience. Moments where only Allah sees you, and those moments define your Ramadan. Emotional ending. One day, Ramadan will arrive again, but for some people, it will arrive without you, and one Ramadan, without warning, will be your last Ramadan. Last year, millions of Muslims fasted. They prayed. They made dua. They planned for another Ramadan. But today, many of them are no longer here. Some returned to Allah unexpectedly. Some went to sleep and never woke up. Some fell sick. Some met their end in ways nobody imagined. And now, they lie in their graves, wishing for something we still have. Just one more Ramadan, just one more fast, just one more prayer, Just one more chance to ask Allah for forgiveness. If they could return for even one single day of Ramadan, they would value every moment. Every prayer would be precious. Every verse of the Qur'an would matter. Every second would count. But their time is finished, and your time is still running. You are still alive. You are still breathing. You still have the chance to change. You still have nights ahead of you. You still have prayers you can improve. You still have sins you can leave behind. And maybe this Ramadan was given to you for a reason. Maybe this Ramadan is your opportunity to return sincerely to Allah. Maybe this Ramadan is your chance to be forgiven, because nobody knows if we will see another one. Final strong call. If this reminder touched your heart, do not wait another minute. Change something today. It could be as simple as reading one verse of the Quran, guarding your tongue, praying on time, or leaving a scene you always repeat. Every small action matters in Ramadan. Every sincere choice counts. Start tonight. Start now. Because these small changes can bring huge rewards from Allah. Your Ramadan can still be saved. Your heart can still be purified. Your fast can still be accepted.